What's up guys, Houndish here, and today Bungie have dropped the TWID, which of course is their weekly update, and in this one they speak about, well, 2 events coming to Destiny 2 in the near future. Of course we have spoken about them on the channel here recently, and those consist of Festival of the Lost as well as Call to Arms. I wasn't anticipating that they would speak about Call to Arms just yet because it's not due until, well, it's about a month from now, but this does give us more information about precisely how everything is going to work. So for Festival, they outline the new activity, the new rewards of course, and pretty much the same for Call to Arms. We get a look at some very interesting looking armor, including this ornament right here, which gives players an absolutely humongous flaming mohawk. So if anything, TWID kind of gives us a bit more detail about precisely how these things will work. If you guys enjoy the video and find it useful, a rating very much helps us out on the channel, but now let's get into it. Bungie start out by giving us a nice preview image for Festival of the Lost, and this is the Guardians fighting hordes of Hive on the Haunted Altars of Sorrow, which is the new 6-player activity for the event. It's cool to get a cover image for that. I'm very much looking forward to finally getting another 6-player activity. Bungie say, after years of delving into Haunted Lost sectors, we have a new PvE activity coming, which is Haunted Altars. It's a 6-player match-made activity on the moon, and you could say it's a spooky spin on Altars of Sorrows. Defeat waves of enemies, build defenses, and feed your monster before popping it like a piñata full of candy. So there's going to be a component of this which is a bit like Onslaught by the looks of it, seeing as we can purchase defenses, and I think we pick up candy in the game mode, which we can spend specifically on those. They say the other activity inspired by Festival of the Lost is Red Rumble. Interesting name, isn't it? This is a PvP 6-player version of Rumble, where you shoot headless ones to drop ammo, explosive pumpkins, and more tools that will help you defeat your opponents. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Headless ones turning up in the middle of a Rumble match, and explosive pumpkins being thrown around. Sounds pretty chaotic to me, but I guess I'm all for that. It is at least a bit of innovation. And of course, this is not 1, but 2 activities for Festival, which both sound like they have some potential to be pretty fun. They also say, what about weapons though? We have 2 brand new weapons and a reprise from last year. All have a very bright green holofoil alternate version to earn as a rare drop. So firstly, there's Gunburn, a kinetic lightweight frame SMG, as well as the Hushed Whisper, which is a strand precision frame bow, and Arcane Embrace, a heavy burst arc shotgun. If you want details on all of the weapon rolls for these, I'll link my recent video down below, but they say these weapons will drop as Eerie Engrams from 2 event-specific activities, with up to 2 daily Eerie Engrams also dropping from other portal activities. On top of that, we can buy them with candy, and the event home has some of them as part of the event rank rewards and the event shop. And the best news is, all Festival of the Lost weapons will drop with a higher tier than your current level allows you to earn, just like during Solstice. So that's a very important confirmation, really. If I'm not mistaken, does that mean players over 350 power can get tier 5s? You'll have to correct me in the comment section. Let me know exactly how that works. I've kind of forgotten. But otherwise, that's all they have to share about Festival. Of course, it drops on October 21st, and we can visit Eva Levante to get our first mask, begin earning candies, and get everything rolling. So that's the Festival part. They do also give a preview though for Call to Arms, so starting November 11th, we're debuting a brand new event, Call to Arms, and Devrim K has been tapped by the Vanguard to help the last city find the best gear in the Sol system for its mortal forces. Devrim is asking all Guardians to put their best loadouts to the test by racking up higher scores than ever before. And to aid that effort, Guardians can visit Devrim to increase the chance of receiving select weapons from this season's events via weapon attunement. Plus, Devrim will also be importing daily shipments that feature powerful gear from different activities, which will be a great time to complete your seasonal gear collection before Renegades begins. The attunable weapons for the event include Submersion, so finally, it will no longer be a very rare drop. We'll be able to attune for it and farm away essentially. There'll also be Romantic Death, the grenade launcher, Folded Root rocket launcher, Ribbontail and Sinantia, as well as Venutria Ferra and Trakinus, which have all been kind of Arms Week or heavy metal rewards at different points in time. I think they'll also get slightly different visual treatments for this event specifically. And they say as a thank you from the last city for your efforts, Devrim has arranged for a new cutting-edge procurement to be delivered to those who participate. So these contain random assortments of new gear from Season 28 and other goodies designed to help you get a head start in Renegades. And I'm guessing that references the sort of tokens or whatever it was that Bungie spoke about, which we'll be able to spend in Renegades, which is cool. They also confirm we'll earn new cosmetics, such as an ornament for the rocket pulse rifle from the Season Pass, as well as event rank rewards like a Sparrow, Ship, Ghost Shell, Shader, Finisher, and Holofoil weapons. But additionally, Guardians will be able to go head-to-head to compete for an exclusive Universal Helmet ornament, among other prestigious prizes. So we can see a screenshot of what that looks like. It's pretty bonkers. And they say the competition asks Guardians to compete against each other for high scores in 5 different portal activities, and at the end of the event, Guardians will receive prestigious prizes based on their final competitive standing in each of the activities. And they say outside of the Cutting Edge Zone Control playlist, there'll be no specific restriction on loadouts, although Cutting Edge will require a full set of new gear. With the activities that we'll be able to score in, including Heliostat, the Coil, Salt Mines, Proving Grounds, and Cutting Edge Zone Control. And predictably, they didn't select Caldera as one of the options there. That would have been interesting in a way since players have farmed it so much, but they say high scores are awarded competitor points based on how they compare to other scores, so as a percentile of all of the other Guardians, and the total number of competitive points determines the rewards received at the end of the event. So Guardians who can earn a top 10% score will earn enough competitor points to be eligible for the new Universal Helmet ornament. And on top of that ornament, there'll be a new shader, new transmat effect, and 2 specific emblems, which are rewards for this particular scoring component, I guess. So that sounds pretty interesting. I think it's going to be rewarding for most players based on what Bungie have said, with the additional layer of there being these kind of competitive components, if you can score in the top 10%. So Bungie going ahead and revealing details for not 1 but 2 events in this week's TWID is certainly interesting. Give me your impressions on those down below. I certainly like the look of that wild helmet ornament, it looks pretty bonkers. A final couple of things in here. They reiterate the big power and progression changes that we had earlier in the week in this week's update, as well as the catch-up chest dropping gear at 300 power. So if you've missed out on any of that stuff, you can read the article which is linked in the TWID, and that's in the description box. Otherwise, there is a known issues section in the TWID. Quite a few of them were actually featured last week, but there's an important one for any folks who've been struggling to access the Vault, and this is in reference to reports that Vault from inventory doesn't work correctly on controller. They say a change was made where players toggle into Vault mode on the character screen, open the Vault, and then go back to the character screen, which basically takes you out of Vault mode. So they say they've seen feedback that many players prefer this change, and they'll continue monitoring feedback about it. So basically, if you toggle into Vault mode from the character screen, as soon as you go back to the character screen, the Vault closes and no longer continues to function, so you have to repeatedly open it, I assume? Is that what they mean? I don't know, because I just use dim or dump stuff in the Vault when I'm in the tower. I know there's been a lot of feedback about it though, so give us your experiences with it down below. And otherwise, for the moment, that's about it. I'll link the full TWID though. It does have a couple of extra details, including Bungie being at TwitchCon and a new Creator Hub Epic Raid Challenge, where you'll be able to catch a bunch of creators going head to head. So details for that and other known issues are in the TWID linked below. For the moment, give us your impressions in the comment section. If you found the video helpful, a rating really does help me out on the channel. And otherwise, I hope you guys have an awesome day.